Hi, so welcome to Yoga in my living room. I'm getting ready to go live again, and I'm looking forward to teaching just a short practice today. We'll keep it to about 40 minutes and go from there. I'm encouraging you to take care of yourself. I will give you suggestions and recommendations on how to push yourself into maybe a next level practice, or maybe to step back a little. I'll remind everyone again, hit the subscribe button and share with friends and family. I'm also taking donations, and I've left a little note where you can donate to either Venmo or PayPal right now. If there's another mode of payment you would prefer to pay me, send me a note, a message, and we can talk. Also, make notes. Send me notes on what you want to work on. If you're having tight shoulders, or I know a lot of people are having neck issues because they're looking at their phones a lot around this virus time. So I'll do some neck warm-ups as well through this particular class. Again, I'm going to keep it short, about 40 minutes. So let's just get started. And I'm really happy that you're here today. And yeah, okay, bye. So let's start at the top of the mat. So we'll start standing today just to get started. Let the weight come evenly into both feet. I have my feet about hip-width apart, and then roll the shoulders back a couple of times. Let's get some movement through the upper body. Again, noticing how you feel, taking your space. I like looking around the room. I like taking deep breaths just to kind of set myself an intention to start where I'm at. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Notice as you're breathing that you may feel yourself rocking slightly forward and back, or you may be gently rocking from side to side. Just noticing as you're settling into your practice that you set the intention for yourself that for the next 40 minutes or so, I will commit to the practice to give me my loyalty to myself, to integrate and open up the practice of compassion, to open up the practice of joyful movement. Try not to take yourself too seriously these days. Just allow the breath to move in and out, and we allow the body to be as it is, as it shows up each day. So we breathe in and breathe out. Good. Let's tuck the chin as we exhale. Pull the belly button in as the head moves forward. On your inhale, you can raise your arms slowly upward. This just helps you get connected to movement and the breath. On your exhale, slowly lower the arm down. And then inhale again. The inhale, reaching up slowly, filling your lungs with air. And exhaling, lowering your arms slowly, empty your lungs of air. Good. And then we go again. Inhale as you raise up. Just notice how you're feeling. How's your body? And exhale as you come down. And notice as I'm breathing in, I can really take that breath, fill the lungs, and then I pause as I hold the breath at the top. And then as I exhale, I empty the lungs, so there's nothing left in the lungs, and I pause at the bottom, noticing the emptiness. And then inhale again. Inhale all the way up, stretching, reaching. Good. Pause at the top. We're going to move through the shoulders a little. Bend your elbows. Open up the chest and shoulders. Pull the elbow points back behind you. Give the shoulder blades a squeeze. Extend at the elbows. Straighten the arms. And lightly pull the hands back behind you. Let the arms rest at your side. And we'll do it again. Inhale up. Reaching up. Elbows go nice and wide to the sides of the room. Big open stretch through the chest and shoulders. Arms pull back a little. Extend the arms and then relaxing down. Again, inhale up. We reach up, Stretch, lift all the way up, and then exhale all the way down. Feeling that movement through shoulders. Good. Let's just do one more. Inhale as you come up. Use the breath to ground into the practice. Exhale as you come down. Good. From here, roll the shoulders back a couple of times. Once more. Bring your feet together. Now you can always have the feet apart. Sometimes side by side is comfortable for you. Maybe just slightly apart depending on how you're feeling. And then from here, draw your arms forward out in front. I've got my thumbs to the ceiling. Bend the knees and squat down halfway. Lift the chest and pull the belly button in as the arms reach up above your head. You can tilt your head in an upward position, nose pointed upwards. Elbows can pull down to the sides. Open the chest for that nice stretch. Then come back up again, reaching through your hands. Lifting through your chest. Squeeze your buttocks, squeeze your belly. Arms pulling back again. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Elbows pulling down, open through the chest. Good. Inhale, back up again, reaching through your arms. Thumbs going back, elbows going wide, and then down again. Let's feel a movement through the shoulders. Reaching up again, lengthening here. Arms going back, elbows coming down. The whole time, keep your knees bent. Good. You can sit down more. Make sure your knees are in line with the hip line. Coming back up, reaching up. Arms going back. Elbows going down and wide. Big squeeze. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Arms up. Reach up. Stretch back. Elbows going wide. Big open chest. Good. Let's straighten the legs. Squeeze your buttocks a little. Lengthen up through the arms. Draw the arms back. Interlace your fingers above your head and elbows going to the sides of the room. Keep your elbows bent for now, and then lightly pull the forearms and elbow points back. Keeping the chin in a slightly neutral position, meaning don't over tuck the chin forward, don't lift the head or the nose up too far. Just neutral, breathing in, breathing out. Elbows are nice and bent. I'm kind of squeezing my hands together and pulling them apart, like I'm trying to pull them apart, but I'm squeezing my fingers together. And so again, hands above the head, squeezing fingertips as elbows pull back a little. Tuck your tailbone and squeeze your belly, squeeze your buttocks. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhaling and exhaling. Keeping the strength through the feet. Big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and little toe, plugging them into the floor. Then rock the weight slightly into the heels. Keep your legs strong, and then bend to the right. Feel the right elbow pulling towards the floor, and then push the hips a little to the left. Turn your head and look towards the left with your chin slightly tucked towards the left collarbone. Breathe in. Breathe out. You can slowly start to straighten the arms, squeezing the palms together, reaching out through elbows, wrists, and fingers. We're happy to keep the elbows nice and bent. You can always put one hand, your right hand on your thigh, and then straighten the left arm as you will, as you wish. Good. Feeling the length, feeling the strength to stay open and breathe. Come back to center. Let the shoulders relax for a moment. Keep the shoulders down, lift the nose a little, and squeeze the legs and the buttocks. Feel each of your 10 toes plugging down. Feel the edges of your heels pushing into the floor. And then move your hips to the right as you bend to the left. And feel the opening through the right rib cage. Turn your head this time to the right. And then maybe point the nose up slightly or tuck the chin towards your right collarbone. Breathing in, breathing out. Feeling the right side of the neck, getting a little squeeze. Opening through chest, squeeze your belly, squeeze your thighs. Push into your feet. And again, you can straighten your arms out a little here as you reach through the side body. Good. Or keep the elbows bent and pull the forearms back. Or put the left hand on the left thigh and straighten out through the right elbow. Breathing in, breathing out. Feeling the length. Feeling the strength. Come back to center. Good. Let the arms float out to the sides here. Elbows still going nice and wide. And then make these big circles with the elbow points. We're making a circular motion to feel the rotation of the shoulders. Keep that nice movement as you go back and forward, making those nice big round circles. We go the other way. Feel that reverse movement, drawing that big circle with the elbow points, moving through the shoulder range. Good. Now we're going to take the hands behind our back, interlace the fingers, and lightly clasp the hands together. Now the fists will pull away from the spine, pushing the hands towards the back, opening through your collarbones. And you may not be able to get the elbows straight. Maybe this is just working the chest open here is plenty. And that's perfect, right? Take your time. Remember the quote, the intention is meet your body where it's at. My body and your body, completely different bodies. And we're just meeting ourselves right in this moment. Breathe in and breathe out, stretching the collarbones out in the front, lengthening the tailbone down towards your heels. Draw the belly button in again. Big open chest, stretch your collarbones open, stretch through the arms, stretch through the shoulders. Breathe in, breathe out. Now you'll release the hands gently. Take the arms back up over your head. Clasp the hands again above the head. This time pushing the knuckles towards the wall behind you. And elbow points can pull towards one another in the front. So you can pull the elbows in, pushing the fists to the wall behind you. So you lightly squeeze the fists. Keep your chest upright. Reach your tailbone down. Weight slightly back in the heels as you press up with the elbow points, pushing the fists back. There's a tendency as you push up that the elbows want to pull apart. If you find yourself doing that, lower the elbows again. Get to the point where you can get the elbows in close and do a light lift. Maybe it's a 1 centimeter lifting. Or, just slowly start to lift. Feel the top of the shoulders activating here. I'm pushing the fists back as my elbows lift. And again, you might be here today, just working a slow lift here, and that's plenty as well. Keep squeezing the fists and pulling the elbow points in as you push, push, push. In the back, you can see that my shoulder blades, my scapulas, are massaging the rib cage. And you're bringing a lot of heat into the back, the shoulders, as they push, push, push. Keep the arms up here for a moment in that final push. Keep squeezing the hands together, elbows pulling towards one another, and lightly come down. Let the hands relax at your side and breathe in and breathe out. Take the right arm up, expanding, open through the side body. Feel that stretch, pull the arm forward, reaching and opening through the side body. Do the same on the other side too. Reach up, big open stretch. Coming back, inhale as you lift, and exhale as you come back down. Good. From here, opening through the other part of the shoulder line, arms coming up to shoulder height. Pull the elbow points to the sides. So I'm just at elbow point here. Pull open the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. With that gentle squeeze here. Good. Keep your feet about hip width apart. Squeeze your shoulder blades in the back. Lightly sit down and extend the arms forward, keeping your chest lifted. Good. And then you come back up. Squeeze your chest, open the elbow points wide and squeeze in the back. And then stretching forward as you sit down. Coming back up. Pull back, open through the chest, squeeze your belly, squeeze your buttocks. Keep the belly in as you squeeze your buttocks, squat. Come back up, Pull back, open through the chest and shoulders, and then coming back down and squeezing as you sit. Slow rise to standing. Let the arms float down and breathe in, breathe out. Raise both of your hands above your head. Stretch up and back, reaching towards the wall behind you. Lightly press your hips forward, squeeze your buttocks. Take a small sip of air in and out through your nose, lifting through the chest as you reach back. Arms go wide, and then putting the hands towards the ground, let the head hang and feel the chin tucking towards your legs. You can grab elbow points here and let the body just lightly swing from side to side. Slowly bring the weight forward into your toes and slowly start to straighten the legs, separating the heels further apart. So you want to widen the heels out and keep pressing the weight slightly forward into the balls of your feet. Let your tail lift towards the ceiling as the legs slowly straighten. Your head tucking in, breathing in and breathing out. Put the hands back on the ground, a half bend in the knees, and then step the right foot back into your first lunge. We've spent a lot of time with the lunges in the past, so take your time here, feeling that nice long stretch. Put both hands on the ground and slide your leg back, and you're now in the plank position, either on your toes or on your knees with me. Breathe in and breathe out. 2 breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. Lower down halfway, bending your elbows a little, then pop your chest towards the floor. Keep your bottom in the air, your chin on the ground. Pause here for a moment. Squeeze your belly, squeeze your buttocks. Then slowly start to straighten your legs. Let your feet touch the ground. Then lift your head and chest upwards a little. Relax your shoulders down and breathe in and breathe out. You can put a little bit of weight in the hands as you continue to lift a little, or happy to stay in Cobra, breathing in and breathing out. Push up onto your hands and knees again. You can stay with me on the knees and bend the elbows, or draw your hips back and go to a downward facing dog. Let your tail lift, let your hips lift, and take your time. Long deep breaths in and out. Knees on the ground for me today, elbows on the ground, pressing my hips gently back as I relax my head to the floor. Inhaling and exhaling. You're taking another deep breath here. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Those in down dog, come forward into plank, take a moment. You can find that strength here. Breathe in and breathe out. I'm going to lift my toes. We're all going to go up into the down dog and do a slow giraffe walk, taking your time, walking your feet up towards the top of the mat. Doesn't matter how you get there, just find your way to the top, bend the knees, and grab your elbows in front of your shin bones again. Weight slightly forward into the toes, heels separated, let your head hang. Nice big stretch. Let the hands rest on the floor, and it's a slow rounding up. Come all the way to the top. Lift your arms up overhead and palms touch. Bring your thumbs towards your sternum for a moment and pause in between. And then we go up and we do the other leg. Lift up and reach back. Small sips of air in and out through the nose. Good. Take your time. Then forward fold. Exhale. Let the head tuck in towards the shins. Inhale, a halfway lift. Feel your body rising. Then exhale, fold, and step the left foot back behind you for that good stretch. Now the left leg, push the heel back behind you. Feel this front right shin bone pushing forward, pressing back with the heel, stretching the legs apart. Inhaling and exhaling. Hands to the ground, right leg back. You can be on your toes, you can be on your knees. Hold yourself here. And squeeze in and squeeze out. Inhaling and exhaling. Bend your elbows, lightly put the chest towards the floor, chin out in front a little. Let your belly kiss the ground, let your thighs touch the ground, and inhale, lift your head, lift your chest. Relax your shoulders and breathe. Inhaling exhaling. One more. Inhale and exhale. Put some weight in the hands, push back, and draw your hips back towards your heels with me on your knees and bending at the elbows, or up with your hips in down dog and take a couple of breaths. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. And as we exhale, pull the belly in. I'm rounding my back like a cat. Tap your toes. Make your way back up to the top of the mat. It's a walk. It can be a jump. Whatever helps. And when you get to the top, bend the knees comfortably. Sit down halfway. Wrap your hands around the backs of the legs for a moment. Grab your elbow points and let your hips rise. Let the head hang for a second. You're upside down. Feel the weight coming forward into the toes. Let the hands relax down and come up real easy. Take your time. Reach the arms overhead from the side. Palms will touch. And bring both the hands together lightly. Take a minute to pause. You can feel both hands touching. Relax your shoulders. Let your chest lift a little. Squeeze your leg muscles more. Squeeze your belly. Breathe in and feel your toes in the ground and your heels. Breathing out, let the arms float down, and we're ready again. Hands in prayer position. Place the thumbs to the sternum. Inhale, arms up, reaching towards the ceiling. Stretch back a little here. Take the arms wide, forward fold. Exhale. Let the head tuck a little here. Pull your nose towards your shins. Push your chest towards your knees. And then feel the weight lightly forward in the toes. You can put some downward pressure in the fingertips or the hands as you lift your tail a little bit more. Come up halfway. You can rest your hands on your shin bones, drawing your spine nice and long and the belly button in. Squeeze your buttocks. You can also keep the fingertips under the shoulder line. Breathe in and breathe out. Let the head hang again. Tuck your chin, bend the knees, and step the right foot back, lightly placing the toe to the ground. Put your heel to the ground at a 45-degree angle. Slowly come up, using your hands as a support. Push your torso away from your thigh. Pull your belly button in and bring both shoulders back, squaring your shoulders to the front of the mat and your hips forward too. The left hip pulls back slightly. Lift the right heel and turn the right hip forward slightly. Then lightly guide the heel down again. Inhale, both hands up. Reach up. Drop your elbow points wide, opening collarbones and shoulders again. Bring your hands down this time. Thumbs pulling back. Now lean your shoulders back. Now bend your front knee more. Push the left shin bone forward. And now push into your back foot. Lift your chest a little bit and thumbs pull them back. Breathe. Deep inhale. Deep long exhale. I'm opening the chest and I'm breathing deeply. I'm opening through the legs, pushing the front left shin bone forward while grounding into my back right foot. Spread the right toes open. Push into the outside edge of the right foot. Lightly squeeze the right buttock more. Breathe in, shoulders gently pulling back, thumbs pulling back. Come up on the inhale, lengthen here. Reach up and straighten the front leg out. Feel the length through your torso. Tuck your chin and round your body weight forward. As I'm coming forward, keep this right hip pulling forward. You can always put your hands on the ground on either side of the foot, bending the front knee as much as you need, tucking the chin as you place your forehead to your knee. You can lift this back heel if you need to help bring the right hip forward, and then put the heel towards the floor again. Front leg can slowly start to straighten while continuously keeping the connection with your forehead to your knee. Round your back a little bit more. Squeeze your belly button. Can you squeeze both your buttocks? Breathe in. Breathing out. Squeeze your belly. Bend the front knee for a little support And then push up off the thigh once again. Put some weight in the hands and lift your chest and torso up. Take the right hand up first. Keep your left hand on the top of the thigh. Right hand will stretch straight up towards the ceiling. Then continue to move the right hand, right shoulder back. Open through the right side. Reach your hand towards the back wall. And then bend the front knee a little bit more. This left hand pushes down on the thigh. The belly button pulls in and the tail tucks forward a little, really stretching open the left inner thigh. Feel that opening through the hip. Feel the reach through your right arm. Bring your left arm forward and gaze over the left fingertips. Breathe in and breathe out. Slide your right hand now to the back of your right thigh, just above the knee. Feel the hamstring here. And now take the left hand up, reach it. Feel the opening through the left rib cage. Keep lifting and breathe for a moment. Rotate at the left wrist. Lightly pull the left thumb back and breathe here. Hardly any weight in this right hand. Slide the left hand down the hamstring towards the right knee. Breathe in and breathe out. Slowly start to straighten the front leg. Keep pulling the body weight forward, reaching the left hand out in front. This front knee is movable. Find that strength to slightly bend the knee. Lean forward a little bit more and feel the weight pouring into your left front toes. Push into your back foot more and guide your torso forward again. Squeeze your buttocks and breathe. Look at the front foot. Now slide this left hand down and push it in against the inside of your left leg. Put the right hand on the lower back and then roll the right shoulder back, twisting through the upper body. Look towards the ceiling. Squeeze both buttocks and breathe here. This front knee can stay bent for a little bit. Be okay here, pushing the back of your left hand against your inside of this left leg. And then lightly as you start to extend through the leg, keep reaching through the fingertips, maybe touching the ankle, or happy to stay pressing against the knee. Upper body keeps rolling back. See if this right hand, right arm can do a half bind, reaching for the top of this left thigh. Or happy to push this right palm into the left buttock and move your hips forward more. Put a smile on your face. This is an intense long hold here. Always just thinking you can always bend the knee and rest the elbow on the thigh if you need a little break. Find your strength and breathe in and breathe out. Upper body twisting. Breathe here. Come up really slowly now. Bending the front knee. Take the left hand towards the ground. Right hand will come to the ground. And then you'll slide the left leg back. You could be on your knees or your toes, going into down dog. I'm on my knees today. I'm on my elbows today. And I'm lightly guiding my hips back. Those of you in down dog, feel free to explore the opening of that left leg. So you can be in the down dog and take the left leg up, pushing through the heel and putting an imaginary footprint on this wall behind you. And if you're on your knees with me and your elbow points, take the left leg back and lightly lift it, maybe a couple of inches off the ground, squeezing your belly and squeezing the buttocks. Feel the back of this hamstring gripping and getting stronger as you hover the leg in the air. Inhaling and exhaling. Now bend the left knee, if you're with me on the knees, and put the left knee back on the ground. In down dog, put the toes on the ground, draw your tail up in the air even more, and then press your hips back gently as you drop your head towards the floor. Inhaling and exhaling. Modified plank for me today, interlacing the grip, coming here, elbows in a little closer towards each other. You'll bring your shoulders forward, elbows will remain under your shoulders. You can take one leg long, this is the modified plank, tuck your tailbone a little so that you're not sticking your tail in the air. Tuck your tail, draw the belly in, and breathe. You can always do both legs here if you want. Holding the strength. Those who are not modifying the plank today, you'll be on your hands and your legs long behind you, pushing through the heels. You can always go to the knees too if you want. So if you're doing one leg, if you're with me, modifying with the right leg long and the tail tucked, switch sides. Left leg long, tuck your tail, squeeze your belly and breathe. Deep inhale, deep long exhale. Modifying with me, you can put the knees back to the ground, and then you can come gently forward for a half push-up, strengthening the top of your shoulders and your chest. Those of you who are in the high plank on your hands or your knees or your toes will come forward a little, feel the compression slightly in the wrists, and then bend the elbows, chest to the ground, hips to the ground, and scoop your chest up from Cobra into upward facing dog. Those on the elbows, you can come forward doing a slight push-up. You can put the knees to the ground, belly to the ground, slide your hands under the chest, and gently lift the head and shoulders. Cobra. Press back, everyone back to down dog. Let the hips go back. Or you can do half down dog on your knees with me. Breathe in. Breathe out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. We'll all look forward. We're going to make our way up to the top of the mat and we're going to do the other leg. Lift the hips. Take a slow walk. It's a gentle guide. Stretching out the legs. When you get to the top once again, separate the feet wide enough, heels apart wider, and then bend the knees and squat down. Put your rib cage right against your thighs. Stick your bottom out behind you and let your elbows hang, draping your torso over your thighs. Let the stretch happen. Keep your ribs against your thighs. Keep your chest against the knees. And then slowly lean the weight forward into your toes with your elbow points light and pressing against your shin bones. Keep your chin in a tucked position and slowly let the legs straighten. Keep the ribs to the thighs and keep your chest on the knees as the legs straighten. Lightly let go of the hands, rolling your body up one vertebrae at a time. Pull the belly button in, squeeze your buttocks, squeeze your thigh muscles as you extend. Push the hips slightly forward, arms overhead, palms touch. A gentle back bend here, reaching back, in and out through the nose with the breath. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Place the hands at the heart center. Find that moment, pause in the center here. Reaching back up again, forward fold, exhale. Hands in line with the feet or hands on the shin bones. Inhale, a halfway lift. Legs will extend, shoulders pulling back towards your hips. Bend the knees and put your fingers back on the floor again as we take this left foot back behind you. Put the toes to the ground first, then drop the heel down, making that left foot at a 45-degree angle. Use both hands to slowly push up off your right thigh. Front knee is nice and bent. Back leg active and straight. Keep that keep the hands on the thigh as you lift both chest up in front and both shoulders are even to the front of your mat. Let this left hip come forward. Let the left heel lift. Push the left hip forward slightly. Pull the right hip back. So you're squaring the hips off. And then maybe plot that back heel on the ground. Breathe in. Left hand will come up nice and slowly and take the left arm out towards the left side of the room and the right arm reaching forward. Lengthening all the way up. Take your left hand to the back, reaching to the ceiling with your right hand. Front knee nice and bent, reaching up, stretching back. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Good, and then we'll take that Left hand back up towards the ceiling, reaching up out of the way, squaring the shoulders and the hips to the front once again. Slowly lengthen up, tuck your chin and rounding over, placing your forehead towards your right knee. Let your head touch the knee as your back rounds. This back foot is helping you guide the left hip forward so you can lift your heel a little bit. Push the left hip forward and pull the right hip back. Then the back heel will come down in time. Squeeze your belly, squeeze your buttocks, and lightly push into the floor with your fingertips, rounding the upper back as your chin tucks towards your throat. Small sips of air in and out through the nose while continuing to move your head against your knee. Breathe in and breathe out. There'll be a tendency to want to pull the head away at the start of your practice, no problem, but in time try to persevere and gently push into the hands more while you tuck your chin towards your throat. Bend the front knee. Slow rise on the inhale. Use your hands to press up if you like. Push off this front thigh. Lift up with the left hand. Take the arm back again. Reach it to the back leg. Reach up with your right hand and stretch up out of the waist. Turn your right palm towards the wall behind you and gently reach back. Inhaling and exhaling here. Feel the front leg slowly starting to straighten as your torso starts to lean forward. Squeeze your buttocks. This left hand now comes from the hamstring, slides its way up to the right buttock, palm facing outward. Feel the opening through your chest as you roll the left shoulder back, maybe going for a bind on the thigh or keeping the hand on the buttock. Right hand will come down, slide it down the inside of your leg and pause here for a moment. This hand is pushing against your leg. This front knee can be bent, it's mobile and moves. And then in time, as this hamstring and inner thighs start to open, the leg will start to lengthen. Reaching through your fingertips, squeezing through your belly, squeezing through your thighs, pushing down through both feet, activate the toes. Squeeze your belly, breathe in, breathe out. Keep opening, let that left shoulder roll back a little bit more. Keep the hand reaching around the hip a little bit more. Opening the shoulder. Squeeze your belly. Hardly any weight in this right hand, but at any time feel free to put the bend in the knee, rest here for a moment while continuing to open the spine. Slowly, gently, squeeze your stomach with a smile on your face. Come up real slowly. Inhale, lift the arm up overhead, reaching back. Slide your left hand down your back leg. Bend the front knee a little bit more if it's here for you today. Then we look forward, putting the hands to the ground. We'll take the hips back, sliding into your down dog. The right leg can go up straight away. You can be on your knees and elbows with me. Right leg can lift, holding the leg and finding new strength in the hamstring of that right leg. Squeeze your belly, squeeze your buttocks. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhaling and exhaling. Keep that leg active. And again, at any time, you can switch the legs if you like. Breathing in, breathing out. And then from here, coming into your plank position, make that interlace grip if you're with me on your elbows and knees. Bring your shoulders slightly forward over the elbow points. And if you're in down dog, come into plank on your hands. And again, once again, finding that resistance here, you can tuck your toes here, extending into plank in a modified way, or knees on the ground, squeeze your belly. You can come forward into a chaturanga. You can come back, breathing in, breathing out. You can also, from here, from the forward chaturanga on your elbows, lightly separate the hands again, Let your chest and belly come to the floor. Slide your hands underneath your chest. Inhale, scoop your head and shoulders up. With the support here. Breathing in, breathing out. And again, if you want to go a little further, put a little bit of weight in the hands. Relax your shoulders as you lift up. You'll push back with your hips. Stay with me on the knees. Or go into your down dog. Hips high and pressing into your toes and pushing your heels down. Breathe in and breathe out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Coming up, rounding my back like a cat pose to exit. Lift the hips, slow rise, and then we make a slow walk to the top. When we get to the top, pause here for a moment. Let the body hang forward. Inhale a halfway lift. And then exhale, fold. And come up real slowly, all the way up. Arms up, overhead. Palms will touch and the thumbs will come to the sternum. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let the arms rest at your side, standing in mountain pose as you breathe in and breathe out. Good. From here, we'll make our way slowly towards the floor. Taking your time, roll the weight forward and down. Bend the knees and squat down. Finding this entry to the floor is a modified way of getting into the ankles, the knees, and the hips. So as a beginner, turn your toes out a little bit. Squat down as best as you can, maybe reaching to the floor. Maybe you can sit down more. You can be in your toes, a little bit like a leapfrog here. We're advancing. You just gently allow your hips to sink down. Let your chest rise up. And breathe in, breathe out. Deep inhale. Kind of like trying to get my rib cage between my thighs more and lifting through the chest. Thumbs towards the heart. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, and then we'll come down really slowly. You can put your hands on either side of you. Ease your buttocks to the floor. Bring your feet together in butterfly pose. Knees can go up and down a little here. Hands under the ankle points. Walk your hips back a couple of inches, wiggling back gently. Roll your head forward, getting a nice stretch across your hips and the lower back. Inhale and exhale. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhaling. A slow rise on the inhale. Let your left leg stretch out in front of you and let the right knee bend up. Give yourself a nice wind relieving pose in the seated position. Pull the knee in towards your chest. This left knee can bend a little to help keep the back nice and straight, taking pressure off your hamstring a little here. As your hamstrings open up, you'll be able to straighten the left leg without collapsing and dropping the back or the chest. So try to keep upright, try to keep the chest lifting, maybe pulling this knee in as you lengthen. You can always use your left hand beside you, pushing down towards the ground and your fingertips while lifting the chest in the front. Good. We release this right leg, let the blood flow come into the hip. I'll keep it slightly bent and then take the left knee into the chest and feel the knee pulling into the chest, big squeeze with the hip. The right hand can come down beside you, putting some weight in the fingertips while lengthening through the top of your head, squeezing the belly button, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. And this leg will straighten, but again, minding that as you straighten this right leg, that you don't collapse your belly or drop your shoulders. Try to keep nice and long and upright, breathing in and out. Good. And from here, we'll bend this right knee up. We'll keep both knees nice and bent. I have the feet together. You can see here, my big toes are touching. The ankle bones pull in towards one another. And I'm going to do my best to wrap my arms around my legs, maybe starting at the hands and squeezing the knees together. Maybe you'll get your elbows, your forearms, or your wrist. Whichever you can get in the seated position, squeezing the knees towards your chest while lengthening the vertebrae. As a beginning, your feet will be further away from your buttocks out in front. So you'll just start here and then think of yourself like a tortoise springing its head out of a shell. Here's my back rounding here. As I start to advance in lengthening my hamstring and stretching my lower back, I start to slide my chest against my thighs. And I push my chest forward between the legs. Imagine I'm trying to flatten myself against the thighs. Relax your shoulders and breathe. When I exhale, I'm squeezing the abdomen in, squeezing the buttocks a little. When I inhale, I'm extending through the front of my spine. I'm imagining the space between my shoulder blades is pushing forward towards my sternum. So you can see my back's kind of pulling away from my thighs. So in the visual here, as I push my sternum forward, I can feel the muscles in my back working for me. I keep pushing my sternum forward. The ribs are juicy and soft. So push the ribs against the thighs. Feel the squeeze of the heart and lungs. Feel the squeeze of your digestive system. You may notice your shoulders starting to shrug up to your ears. What can you do to relax the shoulders down while continuing to try and pull the chest forward, squeezing the chest in a forward position? Good. Let's release the legs. Stretch the legs out in front. I keep the ankle bones together and the big toes touching. So as the feet go forward, separate your knees a little. When my feet go forward, separate the knees a little, and I put my belly right between the thighs. So I'm going to lean forward, holding the back of the knees. So with my knees apart a little, I'm going to put my tummy right between the legs. I'm going to put my chest on the inside of the knees a little and grab the edges of my little toes and my feet. So from the front view, my knees are apart. I'm putting my belly between my thighs, my ribs right against the legs, and then I'm going to hold the edges of my feet as I lightly pull on those little toes. My elbows are closing in against the sides of the legs as best as I can. Once I'm here and the elbows are pulling in, just like the tortoise again, I lift my head and I press my sternum forward. I'm feeling the top of the upper back flattening out. The back tends to want to round as the head drops down. As I lift my head, like bringing your head out of the shell, I'm going to press the sternum forward while slightly squeezing elbows towards the sides of the shin bones. Keeping my torso with my legs, I then work on opening the hamstrings. So I push the heels away while pulling on my feet. This is a deep stretch through the hamstrings and the lower back. I keep pressing my belly against the thighs. Eventually the knees will come together as my belly flattens against the top of the thighs. My chest pushes against the top of the knees. Elbows will kiss the ground as I lightly pull back on the edges of the feet. In the last moments of the pose, I'll pull the nose forward. Then I'll tuck my chin, feel the back of the neck long. Maybe the head and the face touch the shins. Breathe in and breathe out. Again, I'm working these subtle muscles. You can see the daylight in the back of my knees here, meaning I've still got plenty of room to open up my hamstrings. So my focus is squeezing with my elbows against the sides of the legs, and I'm pushing my chest down right into those knees, and then I'm pushing through my calf muscles and my heels. I'm engaging my abdominal wall by squeezing my belly and squeezing the buttocks. Then the head drops automatically. With the head dropping automatically, I push my forehead against the shin bones. This engages the neckline from my jaw all the way to my pubic bone. It's the most important part to the final stage of the pose. So pull the head down, tap the chin a little, drop the shoulders, extend the legs, and flatten the body against the thighs. Breathe in and breathe out. And then we come up real slowly, lifting up through the chest. We'll let the body lay down now in final Shavasana. You can do a little final pose for yourself, maybe a spine twist here as you open through the spine. Breathe in and breathe out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Longer holding postures with lots of detail. So we take our time. Not every pose is going to, well, let's just say every pose is a gateway to understanding your body. And some days, not every pose is going to give you deep understanding straight away. It takes time. To the other leg. Bend the left knee and let the right leg come over. While your leg is coming over, just lightly squeeze your belly button and keep the left shoulder on the floor. So each day, the pose is a gateway for you to understand your body, the muscular side of things, the internal organs. But also another part to this is your mind, the emotional part as well, the analytical part, all of the parts of the mind, you get to see it in the pose. Come back to center. And then lightly let your legs extend out to the corners of the mat. Have your palms facing upwards. Gently tuck your chin and lift your head and shoulders for a moment. Just get a nice little stretch through the upper back and then relax the head to a neutral place. You can close your eyes and let everything soften, or keep the eyes lightly open with a little diffuse gaze. And as you're laying on your back, take this moment just to thank yourself. And again, thank you for joining me today in the practice of this strength, alignment, and the deep inquiry into how we move our body, and a deep inquiry in how we think and why we do what we do. So keep breathing here, noticing with your breath as you breathe in, breathe out, all the parts of you that are showing you how to soften, softening and relaxing into the floor. Breathing in and breathing out. You can make your way really slowly to a comfortable seated position. Take your time, and I'm going to sit cross-legged. You don't have to have crisscross legs, just what's comfortable. Rub your hands together. Good, and then lightly just hold the hands together, feel the heat. Place the hands lightly over the front of the eyes. Take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, touch over your head. And then touch the back of your neck. Touch your throat. Give your shoulders a nice squeeze down to your elbows, wrists, and forearms. Touch your heart. Give your tummy a little touch. Then run your hands to your hip bones. Lean forward a little. Then run your hands to your lower back, your kidneys, your buttocks, down your thighs to your knees. Rub your knees. Down your shins to your feet. Touch the feet. And then back to the earth as we give a little gratitude for all the abundance that we have. Thank the earth, thanking the body. Then we do 3 Oms to finish. Take a deep breath in. Namaste. Peace to you all. Have a beautiful night. Take care. Bye. See ya.